My first mentors would, well, first of all, would be my adoptive mother, Etta Olive Shanklin Ford. She and my father ran a jewelry store. She was very devout, and she taught me to pray. She had a place in our home where she'd have me kneel down, she'd pray, and I'd pray. She'd teach me scriptures. She'd hold up books about Christian leaders and say, God's looking for men and women like that. Actually, she was a very troubled person in many ways, but she put me in places and brought things to me that were very important in those early years. And then I remember, well, it ties into her. She became very fearful and left home for a number of months one time, and that was a lonely time. And that next summer at a Bible conference, I heard someone talk about prayer, and I began to pray in a new way. And that very year, a man came to our hometown in Canada named Evan Headley to start Youth for Christ, what became Youth for Christ. And we decided we'd like to have that locally, and he said, well, you need leaders. So I was nominated as president, and Evan appointed me as president. Now, he must have had a heart attack afterwards, or near one, because he thought I was 17 because I was tall. But I was only 14. And when he thought, hey, I put a 14-year-old boy in this position, I wonder what he thought. But he stayed with me, encouraged me, prayed for me, gave me advice, sent speakers our way. If I made a mistake, he'd tell me how to do things better. And by the way, he just had his 100th birthday recently, and 60 guys that he had mentored came for his birthday party. He's not famous. The next one is famous, Billy Graham, who came to our hometown and spoke to one of our youth rallies, gave a powerful message. We knew of the hundreds who were there, everyone would probably respond. Hardly anybody did. And I was very disappointed. But I remember afterwards he came over and he put an arm around my shoulder and he encouraged me and he said he'd pray for me, told me about Wheaton College, which I decided to attend. Actually, later told his kid sister about me, so he was not only a mentor in that sense, but kind of a matchmaker. Billy was a mentor not in the sense that he spent a great deal of time with me showing me how to do something, but let me be in situations where I could not only watch him preach, but maybe over a lunch, see how he entered into conversation with some people in a city. And he did open doors for me. I remember he asked me to go to New York City before his great first crusade there and spend a year working with the churches, enlisting them, helping them to get involved in it. I was 23, 24 years of age, and he took a risk on a guy that age, but he gave me that opportunity. So certainly then watching him get older in these older years, watching him grow, always with Christ at the center, but growing broad in that faith, he has been a mentor for whom I'm grateful. Not too long ago, I saw him up in his home. He can't take much in and speak much now, but I said, Billy, thank you for that arm you put around my shoulder. He slowly said, praise the Lord. So I'm so grateful for that. And then one other, there could be others, one other that most people will not remember today, Bishop Jack Dane. He was a missionary, he'd been a military man in World War II. He was a bishop in Australia, very close friend of Billy Graham's. He was my predecessor as chairman of the Lausanne Committee for World Evangelism. And when I took that job over, when he had to leave it, and to retire for other duties, he helped me, guided me, assisted me, was there as my friend. I think I've said other times, when I flew into Australia early in the morning, he'd pick up my suitcase. He was the older serving the younger. So people like Evan, people like Billy, I look back and think, what would my life have been without them? Not just to say, here's a job to do, but to make me feel valued and noticed, to have them pay attention to me, make me feel I was important to them. That's a gift. They didn't have to do it, but they did.